LinkedIn have recently launched conversation ads, which is a new type of messaging ad. Very exciting new features. I have just started to create some ad campaigns for some of my own clients, so I thought I'd run through what conversation ads are and what the key features are, along with an example and some top tips. So let's get started. So LinkedIn offers 4 different types of ads: sponsored content, message ads, dynamic, and text. Message ads, originally, some of you may know the in-mail campaigns as the message ads. So that would be where you could send this from your personal profile and create an email campaign, if you like, and send it out directly into people's inboxes. Now, that has been slightly updated, and I'll take you through what the new features are for that. And then we've also got LinkedIn conversation ads, which is what the majority of this video will be focusing on. So let's start with what are LinkedIn conversation ads. So here's an example of what a LinkedIn conversation ad looks like. LinkedIn have created this feature where they want to be focusing more on conversations. So it's about quality conversations and giving customers a chance to choose their own path. So whether you are trying to get people to engage with you and find out a little bit more about your business by visiting your website, perhaps downloading a case study, or maybe they want to sign up for a demo of your product. It's got up to 2 to 5 different call to action buttons. Think about this like you would have like chatbots, if you like. So when you go to a website and you've got customer service issues, for example, there might be a chatbot format which has automated responses. So this is in essence a similar kind of thing. The great thing about these ads means that you can manage intent, you can get a good understanding about what your different target audience are looking for, and obviously understand what it is exactly that your customer wants to see. Now, you have 500 characters for the message, so it has to be short and snappy, which I think is a great idea. You have a lot of personalization options on this too, which we'll go through later on. So, LinkedIn key features. One of the things that I found really annoying with creating LinkedIn in-mail campaigns for my clients is having to ask for permission, obviously from the person whose account we're going to be sending it from, but also then having to get their login details, which never feels secure, and it was a little bit clunky really from a user experience perspective. But thank God, LinkedIn have now created a new feature, which means that you can nominate the sender. So here is an example on the left-hand side of the screen. So when it comes to creating your conversation ads, if you've used LinkedIn before, so you would go through, create your campaign as you would do for any other type of campaign if you've done sponsored content previously, or directing traffic to your website or lead gen, whatever it might be. So you go in, select your objective. It mainly has to be a conversion ad or website clicks, I believe. And then you type in your target audience, and obviously on the right hand side it will tell you based on your budget and your key targeting how many people you can reach, and how much it will roughly cost, and in terms of the cost, how many sends you'll be able to send of that message. When you go on to the next option, once you've selected, decided who your target audience is, selected your budget, and then you go on to create the campaign, obviously you would select the option to create a conversation ad. And then the first page it will take you to is asking you if you want to nominate a sender. So here you can obviously see this is myself. So if you are the person who has access to the ads campaign manager, you'll go in and it'll have yourself, but then you also have the option, of course, to go ahead and add a sender. So when you click on that, it'll come up with a pop-up box. You can type that person's name in and send them a message. They will receive something along these lines, which says that so-and-so has tried to add you as a sender, and then it will give you all the details about, what it is that you'll have access to. But it's in essence being able to run this campaign. So now I will be able to do it for my client. So I've sent the request through, he's received this particular message. And then once he's approved it, I'll be able to select him to be the person that the campaign runs from. That is one of the best features, I think, with this, is being able to now manage it all from one place, rather than having to, like I said, do the clunky way of getting hold of people's login details. Now, once you've selected the person who you would like to send the campaign from, There's 3 steps which I'll take you through in the next couple of slides after I've run through the key features, so I won't go into too much detail here. But in essence, this is where you would go in, obviously type in the name of your ad campaign. You can add a banner here, which just helps to make it visually a little bit more appealing. You can add in any terms and conditions, etc. And if you have a lead gen form that you want to be creating, this is where you would then select your lead gen form from the drop down menu. I'll take you through the lead gen forms in a bit more detail in a moment. In terms of other LinkedIn key features, so the good thing is with these ads, instead of having to worry about, bombarding people's inboxes and, how many times are people going to be receiving sponsored ads, they have put a cap on, and this is directly from LinkedIn. They say that LinkedIn members only receive one sponsored messaging ad every 45 days. So that way people don't feel like, oh my God, I'm just getting so many messages sent into my inbox. And like I said, you can add many tags to pull in personalized information. But thinking about where you could run these ads and why you might want to create a conversation ad is for the following. So for example, for lead gens, say you have a website which might not have that functionality where you can capture leads. And even if you did, I feel like having a in-app experience is always much, much better from a customer experience perspective. They're more likely to then convert, i.e. they proceed with the next steps. Whereas when you send them to the website, it could be that it takes time for the website to load or ends up on a 404 page. Got a chance of basically losing someone during that step. Whereas if it's directly within the app, you can then basically obviously get them to fill in their information there. You do have the autocomplete option, which is a similar feature to Facebook. And I'll go through lead gen form in a moment on the next slide. But the other things that you could use this new feature for is for inviting people to trials and demos, obviously promoting your professional services, any webinars. It also has a template specifically for podcasts. Let's crack on with the next slide, which goes into next couple of slides, which will go into a bit more detail about how you create your conversation ads. So like I said, if you want to create a conversation ad which is trying to drive leads and you want to capture people's email addresses, you would go in and create a lead gen form. Now, if you would like me to do a video about this, please do drop me a comment and let me know, and I will do this in the future because I think it merits its own video, to be honest. But there's so many different types of data that you can pull in here. So your email address, name, address, contact number. If you want to ask any questions here to qualify people, you can add that here too. And you can ask for people's LinkedIn URL if you wish to. So there's a lot of different things that you can put in here, but that's where your logo would go. And then here you can put your heading, whatever the heading might be. So that's just an example of basically what that would look like. Now, when you go into templates, there are several different templates. Now, I'm not in the live version, but again, if you would like to see a live demo of this, let me know. And I will take you through it. But every time you click on each of these, they've got several different templates. So you can do anything from recruit new hires, donations, like I said, webinars, if there's any trials and demos, getting people to enroll in programs. So if you're a school, university, or someone that delivers some sort of courses, that's a good place to go, etc., etc. You can do polls and to help get some insights about your target audience, for example, if you like. And you can also promote your podcast, or you have the option of creating something completely from scratch. So if you have a look over here on the right hand side of the screen, when you select one of these options, you will see what the ad would look like. So you can see it would automatically pull in somebody's first name as whatever the job title is, professional at company name. We thought you might be interested in our services. We've been leaders in X amount of years in X industry, providing our services to over X amount of customers, happy customers. Would you like to learn more? Obviously, you have got space to go ahead and edit this. It doesn't have to be this particular copy, but you do only have 500 characters, so you've got to keep it nice and short. But you can see there's 3 options here, and like I mentioned earlier on, you can have 2 to 5, minimum of 2 or up to a maximum of 5 calls to action here. So it's really simple. Your customer would obviously view this in their messages in the inbox, and then they can go ahead and say, yep, sure, please reach out, or they might want to learn more about the team, or they might want to know a bit more about the services. So whatever button they would click on, they would then get an automated response to say, thank you so much for clicking to find out more about our team, or great, you want to get in touch, please let us know your contact details, and it might click out to a lead gen form where you can put in your details, etc. So that's step one. Step two, so over here, once you have completed the kind of initial, like the first template, you've decided what you want as your first template, this is where you can go in and then edit all of that information, and you can then start to edit what your response would be as well. So this is here's some additional information. So that's this box here. So you can go in, and every one of these responses, you can go in and edit a message, can type in what the button would say, where it links out to. It's really, really easy to follow. And then if you click on the view flow chart, it will show you and highlight anything that is like, actually, you missed out this part of the flow chart. It's really easy to use, probably one of the easiest ways to get you up and running. So I would definitely recommend going ahead and giving that a go. Once you've created this and obviously filled out all the information about what you want people to do, so the call to action buttons, the messages, etc., it will quite simply just take you through to a page where it's got all your different creatives. So think of it in that way. So it will take you back to that landing page, and then you would just go in and double check that you've got the right target audience, you're happy with your message, etc., you're happy with the budget and what have you, and then you would go ahead and click approve, and that would set your ad live. So that's a very quick run through of how you would create a LinkedIn conversation ad. Now, in terms of other top tips, so the first thing to do when creating the conversation ads is obviously thinking about who your target audience is and what is the key message that you want to be delivering to that audience. I would definitely recommend doing a bit of a test first to see how it goes, but a good guide in terms of understanding, in terms of informing your decision about what kind of message you should be starting off with, I would recommend getting hold of your top performing email campaigns and then using that as your basis. So, within your marketing team or within your business, if you've got sales business development managers, for example, they might have a specific template that they use, or certain types of emails that get the best engagement. So use that type of email template, if you like, to create your campaign. That would be one of the best places to start. Number two, ask qualifying questions. So as mentioned before, when you go into the actual conversation ads, you'll get a bit more insight into whether these customers want to find out more about your website, they're not quite ready yet, they don't want to engage, etc. But if you have a lead gen form, you've got a lot of options in terms of adding in copy and asking questions. So let's go back. If I quickly take you back to this page. So like I said here, you can add as many questions as you like. Obviously, you don't want to make form too long, because then that causes, people won't necessarily engage with you. But if there's anything in particular that you want to make sure that they must answer, then go ahead and put that there. This is another one, LinkedIn Pixel. Some people don't know about LinkedIn Pixel as much, but just like Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn have a pixel also, which you can add into your page, and it will start to track people who are going through to your website and pull together data and insights. So you really want to make sure you've got that pixel ready so that you can get as much information out of it. And obviously, if you're going to be driving people through to your website, you want to get a better understanding and a fuller picture as to what's going on there. And that's it. Please do go ahead and like and comment on this video if you have any questions. I will be doing another video in the future which will go through a live demo of this. So if you would like to see that, then please do leave a comment below. Thank you so much for your time, and that's it.